At the end of this video, we'll take a look at Mad Ramp's innovative pivoting ramp system, the safer, easier way to transport your ATVs and snowmobiles. Stick around. Before we begin, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our friends at the historic Lancaster Motel in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Lancaster Motel has been serving snowmobilers since the 60s, and they are the perfect eastern trail riding destination for snowmobilers young and old. The Lancaster Motel is right on Corridor Trail 5 in Lancaster, New Hampshire, with plenty of parking for vehicles, sleds, and trailers. Plus, the Lancaster Motel is within walking distance of Crane's Snowmobile Museum, plus restaurants, shopping, entertainment, and more. Click the link in the description to learn more about the Lancaster Motel. Good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here tonight. We have a full slate of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight. We have two live guests waiting for us in the green room. We'll be getting to them in just a moment. But before we do, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know where you're viewing this from, and also let me know whether you're a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, I thank you for coming on to check us out. I hope you like what you see, and I hope that you decide to tune in here every single week. We're here every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we would love to see you here every single week. Now, to our regular viewers who take the time to come here every single week, you guys mean the world to me. I couldn't do this without an audience. I mean, it just wouldn't be the same. So I love you guys, and I thank you so much for coming on here every week. Let's take let's take a look at a few comments here, see who's on tonight. We have David Siniff, a regular viewer. Appreciate you coming on, David. We have the legendary Judy Rinaldi. She is a legendary racer from yesteryear who was inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame last fall. Can you turn that down a little, please? We also have Alden Banks from Bristol, New Brunswick, Canada. Thanks for coming on. We have Maynard Peterson, who says hello. We've got, if you can turn that down a little more, please. Shane Bethke, that 6500 was slick. I think Shane was looking at the 6500 in the introduction. And then Diane Baker is saying hi to Judy Rinaldi. Diane Baker is also a legendary racer of yesteryear who will be inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame this September. We're going to be talking more about the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame, and I'm going to invite you to come and join us at that ceremony September 11th in Lancaster, New Hampshire. Let's take a look at a couple more quick comments, and then we're going to get right to our first guest. We have Francie Frame saying hello, and we also have Perry Kebnitz, regular viewer from Pembina, North Dakota. So without further ado, let's bring on our first guest. This is Ray Lacasse from Lancaster, New Hampshire. Let me turn on your mic, Ray. How you doing, Ray?
Good, Mike. How are you?
Doing very well. It's a real pleasure to have you on tonight.
Thank you. It's
now,
a pleasure
Ray
being
is
here.
Well, good. Glad to hear it. Now, if I understand correctly, you were hosting a vintage snowmobile event this coming weekend. I wonder if you could tell us about that.
Yeah, this is our first of hopefully an annual event up in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. That's actually where I live now. I grew up in Lancaster. We are expecting probably close to 200 sleds on Saturday. It's going to be from 10 o'clock in the morning until 4 o'clock in the afternoon with a free cookout. It's about a 30-mile loop through beautiful Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Our trails are unbelievable. If you read anything in Snow Go magazines or any of the magazines, it's one of the top 5 destinations in North America for trail riding. So it's going to be a pleasure to see a lot of people. I've got people calling from New York, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island. A lot of people that are really, really interested in this, and I can't believe how it's taken off. We just really, really got this going about 30 days ago and put it together.
Wow, that's amazing to put something like that together in just 30 days.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen here so people can see the details about it, all the gory details as far as the date, location, and all of those details. We'll leave that up for a minute. Yeah, so this gives people a look at what to expect. And now, Pittsburgh being as far north as it is and high elevation that it is, you've still got plenty of good snow and trail conditions. Do I understand that correctly?
Yes, we have really good trail conditions. The trail conditions south in town are a little skimpy on the local trails, but once you get out a ways, there's plenty of snow. We have actually a group of people that come up the first weekend in May every year just so that they can say they rode their snowmobiles in May.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing. And you're right. There's not many places in North America that can lay claim to something like that. It's only in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh has got it, and the grooming up here is second to none. They do a fantastic job with what they have.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, if I understand correctly, you also have some sleds you'd like to show us. Would you like to move over into the area where the sleds are to show us that?
I will, Mike. It'll take me just a second. I have to go out into the garage. I'm just a little ways away from that.
Sure. And I'm going to put, while you're doing that, while you're on the move there, I'm going to put the graphic back on the screen so people can get another look at this event you're having. And I'd like to invite anyone who's within driving distance of northern New Hampshire to come join Ray for that event this weekend. This is this coming Saturday in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, March the 20th.
So I'm going to switch the camera now, Mike. And I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly.
Can you see the sleds?
Yes, we have excellent video as well.
Can you see the sleds, though?
Yes. Yeah, I see the Polarises. Yeah, I see the PDC.
Okay, I can't see it for some reason. My screen locked up. So I'm showing you. This is Midge Rosebrooks, who Lancaster. This is his PDC clone. It's a 76 440 PDC clone that Mark Belanger and Whitefield completely restored this sled 2 years ago. I think you were there, Mike, for the unveiling to Midge.
I was, yes.
Hello?
Yes, I'm still here. Yes, I was here for the unveiling.
Okay, yeah, a little bit of a delay. So sure. That's his sled. And I'm losing you a little bit, Mike. I don't know if you still have me. This is my 440 TX that Anthony Young in Pittsburgh completely restored last year. Mark Belanger did the motor work on it this year. Really, really fun sled.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's really nice. And Mark Belanger's work is second to none. If you're in northern New England, he's the guy to call for restorations. He really does amazing work.
Yeah, this is the back of Midge's sled, if you can see that. They really paid attention to detail on this sled.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really striking sled, especially in person. It looks great on camera, but when you see that sled in person, it really takes your breath away.
Yep. Yep. When we went to the vintage ride 2 weeks ago in Franconia Notch, these two sleds are probably the most looked at sleds, I believe, there.
I believe it. I believe it. That's a testament to the sleds and a testament to Mark Belanger's work.
Yep. Yep. I can fire up the 440 if you want to hear it.
Yes, please.
Okay. Give me just a second.
Sure.
Can't wait to take it out Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's going to be amazing. That is going to be amazing. Yeah, I appreciate you showing that to us. And I bet you can smell that two-stroke in the air.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know if you can see the motor. Hello?
Yes, I can see you. The audio cut out a little bit. I know we were showing something under the hood. I see those air filters on the carbs there.
Yeah, that's all Mark Belanger's work right there.
Nice.
I'm gonna go back in the house so that you can hear me, Mike, and there won't be any delay.
Good idea.
Okay.
Good.
I am back in the house. I will switch the camera.
Okay. While you're doing that, I'll put your graphic back up on the screen.
It's not allowing me to.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah, it's not allowing me. The screen's froze up on me again, Mike.
Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. I've got your graphic for the event up on the screen for people to look at. Did you have any final thoughts before we go? Or?
No, just looking forward to seeing a lot of people. I can't wait to see all the different sleds. The last event I went to, there's probably 80 sleds. We're expecting probably close to 200 vintage sleds this weekend.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's going to be a day to remember for sure.
Yeah, and we're looking to make this an annual event, hopefully to make it into a weekend event sometime down the road, with a ride and a swap meet to go with it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that ought to be fun. That'll be a great time for people to, especially with that many people showing up with trailers. It's a great chance for people to sell and swap items and so forth, parts and sell sleds and so forth.
Absolutely.
And, with any luck, I'd like to be up there to join you next year as well.
Well, I hope so. You're more than welcome to come stay with us if you'd like.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll probably take you up on that. Well, cool. Well, yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Way. We really appreciate it, and good luck with your event. And do if you're able to try to take some video footage with a cell phone, and I'll put that on future episodes of the podcast.
We absolutely will. And I'm a photographer, and I have another friend that's a photographer that's going to be there, so we should have some really, really good shots of the whole event.
Excellent. Well, good. We'll look forward to bringing that on the podcast real soon.
All right.
All righty, Ray. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
All righty. All right. Well, how fun was that? Got a chance to see some really nice Polarises, and he started one of them up, and he was telling us about that event as well. That's going to be a great event. So if you're within trailering distance of northern New Hampshire, that is the place to be this Saturday afternoon. So let's take a look at what's up next here at our little on our little agenda. We've got the Parker family about to come on. Let me bring them on. This just takes a second to click the right buttons here, and we have Ken and Brittany Parker. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Good. Thanks for coming on. Now, Ken and Brittany were at Heydays, I think, year or two ago, and they picked up a sled. We're going to be showing on the screen here. Let me change this format up a little and bring this on. There we go. Okay. So yeah, do you guys want to do some show and tell on these images? I'll just hand it over to you guys, and you guys can tell the whole story.
Yeah, we were up at Heydays about 2 years ago, and just swapping like we always do, and ran across two 1969 Ben Angus Caribous. I had never seen one before, never heard of one before, and called a buddy of mine at home, and he had one, and he said, buy it, whatever you do, buy it. So I purchased it for $850, then brought it home, and me and the kids, we decided to do it as a family project.
Beautiful. So the images we're looking at now are still at Heydays. This is the before shots, correct?
Yeah, this is all before.
Nice. And I'll scroll through some of these images here, and stop me if there's anything you want to tell people about it. And so now we're getting into the restoration process a little bit.
Yeah.
So this part you're disassembling the sled.
The gas tank was really difficult. Someone plastic welded it and did a horrible job. So I was able to clean it to really good condition, and we put some of this plastic resin on the inside of the tank to get it to seal, and actually it sealed really good.
Yeah, nice. Very cool.
That's the clutches. They're on the steering clutches. It was in really good condition. It just rusty, just like anything in the Midwest.
Yeah, yeah. So you disassembled this thing completely, correct? And just restored every single item and then reassembled it, and then painted everything and.
Yeah, all the way down to the handlebars to the chrome. We completely did it. Brittany, what did you do on that?
Sanded it or whatever it's called.
Brittany did a lot of work on this. She did a lot of the sandblasting, a lot of the painting, a lot of just sanding down and restoring. That's a picture of my son Bryce.
Nice.
He completely tore it all down with me as a father-son and family project. And,
nice.
We had to take pictures of it because we didn't know, there were no manuals or anything. So we just completely took pictures as we went.
Nice. That's a good way to do it too. Take pictures every step of the way. So if you ever have to look back at how something was assembled, you have a reference.
Yeah, and these were difficult because, I had no knowledge of steering clutches. Never even seen one before.
Yeah, that seems like that would be twice as complex clutch-wise as a normal sled, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's just the drive chains.
Sure.
Took all the grease out of it, sandblasted down, polished it. Brittany did a lot of polishing.
Nice.
That's the pictures of the steering clutches.
Yes, yeah.
Pictures of just taking it down to bare bones.
Now, was this, Brittany, was this fun and interesting for you? Did you enjoy this?
Yeah, I did.
Good.
It was a lot of
good.
work and stuff, but yeah.
Was it satisfying to see the project come together to a finished state?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. So you think you might do another?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just doing a lot of things with my kids, something we all look forward to.
Yeah, the family experience. This is what, the sandblaster?
Yeah, that was me doing sandblasting.
Yeah, she sandblasted a lot of parts.
Nice. That's cool. That's good experience to have.
Thank
Oh, here we
you.
go. Looking inside the sandblaster. Yeah. Here we go. This is after when you finish sandblasting?
Yeah, that's a muffler.
Cool.
Look at her nails. Nice. You want to point those out too.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's looking good. Yeah. Good deal. Here we go. All polished.
Yeah, before and after it was secondary.
Yeah. Here we go. Look at that. Yeah, that came out nice.
We used a lot of nice and edge primer, the green stuff. Then went to a sealer, black sealer, and then we put a gloss black on all the parts, and then we hung them all up, and then painted them.
Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, that's cool.
The drive cogs, we sandblasted those down, and then hand polished everything.
Yep.
And then we taped them all off, and then Brittany did, and then she painted everything black.
Yeah.
That's the products we used.
Here we go. Yes. Is that a brand you're happy with? Would you use that brand again? Did you like that?
Yeah. I use the same brand on a Fox Trackers engines sled, and it came out perfect.
Good. Good deal. That engine came out nice. Yeah, that's a lot of work. Would you venture a guess as to how many hours of work you have in this combined?
Gosh, Brittany, how many do we have?
I don't know.
100.
Oh gosh, probably close to 1,000 hours.
Sure, I believe it. There's a lot of work that's gone into this. Yeah,
Those
this thought
drive
came out-
clutches right there. I had to press it all apart, and it had these pins in it that we had to drive the pins out, and then actually we had to put them in a press to push them apart, then put brand new bearings in them.
Yeah, that's a lot of work. Here we go. Yeah, when we were looking at this earlier, we were noting about how the tracks look in really good shape. These are the original tracks, you said?
Yeah, they were the original tracks. We went back in and painted each and every bolt. And then we put, put a silicone. I took all the tracks and put them in a silicone, and overnight into a bag. It got them really refreshed. And then put this solution I bought at O'Reilly's and really made them gloss.
Nice. Yeah, they look almost like new tracks. You'd never know those tracks are 50 years old.
Nope.
That's really impressive. Here's an even better look at them. And the wheels underneath look real good too. All of those were removed and polished and redone.
Yeah, all the bearings on them were replaced.
Nice. Here we go.
That's just on the assembly. Now, I did something. Brittany blames me for this, but on the nuts and bolts,
Yeah.
I went in and painted all the nuts and bolts. Well, that was a huge mistake on my part
Sure.
because I never got them where they needed to be.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, don't go back with brand new one if you ever do one again. Don't be stupid like me.
Right. No, I hear you. Cool deal. Yeah, there we go. That looks all nice. That's really nice. Yeah. Everything's being reassembled. Yeah, the clutches and chains all came together nice. Yeah, look at that. And the brakes. All lubed up. Here we go. So now the working on the hood.
Now this is where the real work started, right, Brittany?
Yeah,
You tell them how much sanding you did on that?
a lot.
A lot.
It's pretty much the whole thing.
Every inch of it. Huh?
We took it all the way down to bare fiberglass, and then started doing Bondo work. That there you're seeing Brittany doing all the Bondo work.
Nice. Yeah, and these are important skills she's learning too. This is really cool. This is a great opportunity to learn some things. Yeah, this is cool.
He's sanding it down.
Nice. Yeah, that's looking really good. So this is another family member?
That's my wife.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Good. The whole family's involved.
Whole family is.
That's cool. Yeah, I have to say that's a great family activity. You know, it's a great way to bond with your family and do things together, and just when it's finished to enjoy the satisfaction of it together with your family as well.
Yeah. That's Brittany. We took a lot of care, and after each coat, or
Yeah.
right before we made a coat on the yellow, we'd wipe her all down, get all any dust off, and then put another coat on, then let it dry, and then wipe it all down.
Nice.
Her name, Caribou, that Brianna named her
Hey, Brittany, what did you name?
sister.
Oh,
Brianna.
Brianna, my other daughter, my oldest daughter.
Yeah.
She named the Ben Angus Caribou. What does she name it?
Caribou Lou.
It's Caribou Lou.
Caribou Lou. Nice.
Caribou Lou. And this is the book that we did. We have a
Brittany modeling.
50-page book that we did that I gave to each kid.
That's cool. That's a great memoir for all of that. Very cool.
That's
Yeah,
Brittany doing painting and stuff.
Yeah. Did you enjoy that, Brittany? Do you enjoy using the air gun?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's cool. That looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, I have to say too, you know, that this future of this hobby, vintage snowmobiling, I have to say is in good hands because we've got another generation of people that are getting involved with this. Because, you know, 20 or 30 years from now, this hobby is going to look very different. Our generation may not be around at that point. So we're relying on Brittany's generation to keep this hobby alive. And it looks like it's like the hobby's in very good hands.
Thank you.
So, yeah, we're counting on you, Brittany, to keep this hobby alive.
Okay, I will do it.
That's some stickers that we had made here in Kansas City, Missouri.
Nice.
And I found that Brittany is one heck of a sticker installer.
Nice. There was an image of her somewhere installing a sticker. Let's see if I can find it. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a great shot.
that's the money shot right there.
As it is, yes.
I should be on the cover of the book.
Here she is. There's applying a sticker right there. Yeah, that's there's a lot of pressure there. There's no second chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it looks really good.
Not to mention her nails look good too.
Yes. Yeah, let's go back and look at the nails. Oh yes, yeah. Yeah, that looks good. Good deal. And here's the finished the sticker has been applied and it's all straight and the way it's supposed to be. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, applying stickers always makes me nervous. You can tell if I applied it. It never looks right. So yeah.
What was your secret to applying stickers?
Steady hands.
Steady
Did you
hands.
use soap and water?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Steady hands and soap and water.
Yeah, it came out really nice. Yeah, you're glad that I wasn't the one putting a sticker on there. It's good that Brittany was doing it. That's very cool. Here we go. There's the whole hood with the sticker and the. Yeah, that's looking nice.
That's my daughter Brianna.
Okay.
And she did all the waxing, polishing,
And
detail, and then she also named the Ben Angus Caribou as Caribou Lou.
Nice. Yeah, I meant to circle back on that. Is there any meaning to that, or what was?
It's a song. Tech Nine. He's a rapper.
And rapper. I didn't know that.
It's a song.
Okay.
And does the song refer to Caribou Lou, or?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so
I
that's
don't really know, but yeah.
It's the new generation. It's the new generation of vintage
Yeah.
snowmobilers naming their snowmobiles after rap songs.
yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, literally.
Wow. Oh, she's buffing out the body of the sled there.
Yeah.
Cool. Here we go. Now it's coming together. Look at that.
Look at the pizza.
Here we go.
Now that there's a bumper right there. It was in really bad condition.
Yeah.
And we had to do some welding on it. And then I took it to a chrome shop, and they were able to really get it to looking good for us.
Yeah, it looks really good. Now, what about the upholstery? Did it need much in the way of upholstery? Because that looks like a pristine new seat right there.
Yeah, I took it to a canvas tent, a guy that works on tents, and then does a lot of stuff for pontoon boats. He did an amazing job on it.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah, that looks really sharp. On the storage under the seat there. You know, that was a great idea. It's too bad they don't still do that on sleds. Sleds never have enough storage today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a de-daddler that's like that too. It opens up.
Yes. Yeah, back in the day, we were really big into ice fishing, and in the early 70s, most of the sleds had an elevated box underneath the seat, the homemade kind of a deal. You know, we'd store a lot of ice fishing gear in there. There we go. That's coming together nice. Look at that.
There's a nice video of that my daughter took of me.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Now, this is fully assembled here with Brittany on it?
Yep.
Except the
Wow.
windshield.
Oh, except for
Yeah, the windshield's not on it.
Wow, that looks amazing. That's cool. Yeah, I would think for both of you and everybody involved with this, it has to be really satisfying to see it finished after everything you went through to restore it.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good family project.
That's
I
cool.
love to have my son with me doing it before he left he got a job with Artie Cat up in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. He's working as a mechanical engineer for them. My daughter Brianna, she really put in a lot of teamwork on this. And then Brittany, she just killed it with being a 16-year-old and wanted to do as much as she did. So,
Yeah.
you know, I told her, I said, this project is hers. He owns it.
That's cool. That's amazing.
So
And
we're going to
congrats
take it
also.
to shows and stuff after COVID's gone and show it off.
Yeah, that'll be a showstopper. Yeah, for sure. And congrats also to your son and your other daughter too. You know, especially your son with an engineering job at Arcticat. That's that keeps it in the family too, the whole snowmobiling heritage and everything.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Well, cool. Any final thoughts before we wind it down, or?
What do you think? She doesn't know.
Let me see if I can bring you guys full screen for a minute. There we go. Cool. So I guess the final question I'll ask you, thoughts as far as future projects, any thoughts or hopes or aspirations for what that might look like?
Oh, I'm working on Ski Deadler a little bit, and then possibly maybe another Artie Cat I'll get. And whatever I find at Heydays.
Yeah, just walk around at Heydays. I'm sure something will jump out at you.
Always does.
It always does. Absolutely.
Ooh, I don't have that. I got to get one of them.
Absolutely. We never bring enough cash for those kind of events. I don't think there's enough cash in existence to really do it right.
You never know, man. Came up. I found an M1000 modded out. I said, "Ooh, I gotta have it."
Yeah.
I'm glad I bought it. It's fun.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, great. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on tonight, and I know that you're a regular viewer of the program, and I really appreciate that. That means a lot that you're on here often.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
thank you.
All right, great meeting you guys. Have a nice evening.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun having them on and looking at that project, especially a family project. That really, it doesn't get better than that. And thanks so much for both of them for coming on tonight. So what do we have next? We have announcements, and I do have a couple of announcements. We have a image that was shared with me over the last week by Robert Foshag. Now, this was his mother's 1972 Arctic Cat Puma, and if you look at the upper right-hand corner of the image, that is an image that was taken of his mother on that very sled during the winter of 1974. Now, this is an early edition. If you look close at that hood, it's not black, it's smoke gray, and it's very rare. Now, the engine was replaced by the factory because it blew after 2 rides. It was replaced by Arctic Cat, and the replacement engine has always started on the second pull. So thank you so much to Robert for sharing this image with us. That is really, really cool. So that was our one announcement. Well, I guess the other announcement I'll make, let me get this back on the screen, is we're going to be winding down this season with the next episode. Once we get into April, I'm going to start airing reruns until the beginning of October, when I'll start doing new episodes again. So I wanted to let everyone know about that. But like I said, I'm going to be airing reruns. So this time slot will always have some kind of vintage snowmobiling programming all through the summer months. And you never know, I may pop up with something either in this time slot or somewhere else. If the right situation presents itself as far as a video opportunity. I've also got a couple of audience engagement things I'm thinking about, trivia questions, those kinds of things. I may just pop up randomly, or I may pop up in this time slot to do something. So do keep an eye on the Vintage Snowmobile Lovers Facebook page over the summer months, because we're not going to go away. It's going to be a little different, but we're not going away, certainly not going anywhere. And we're going to have some really exciting things for you next October. And I'll go into that a little bit more next week, but I just wanted to let you know about that. So what is next? We have the great Judy Rinaldi, who is watching tonight. She was inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame this past September. Now let me pull up that video. Where is that hiding? Right here. All right, let's take a look at Judy Rinaldi being inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame this past fall.
The next inductee is Miss Judy Rinaldi. Inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame 2020. This is very short and sweet, folks, as far as the record goes. We wouldn't have we wouldn't have page enough to put down all of her wins and everything that she's done in her career. Claude Hebert had sent me this. It's a sort of a short and sweet written article about her career at one of those whiteout events over in New York. And when I saw that, I said, that'll be enough. That'll do it. And it's an amazing career. So I'm going to start. Judy began her racing career in 1973, and by 1980, she was considered by most to be the best woman racer in North America. She was only 17 when she set the woman's land speed record for snowmobiles at 72.4 miles an hour and nearly set the men's record of 94 miles an hour, but blew a piston 20 feet short of the finish line. Racing rough sleds from her father's dealership, Judy won 10 snowmobile World Series championships. She was the youngest woman to win this title, and after her 9th championship, became the first man or woman to win 9 titles. From Warners, New York, she also drove Mercury, Snowjet, Arctic Cat, and Skidoo sleds. On the very same day in 1980 that our USA Olympic hockey team beat the Soviet Union to advance to the gold medal round, Judy Rinaldi won the World Series of Snowmobile Racing in Waldham, Saskatchewan, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Judy Rinaldi is in the building.
Thank you. I'm very honored. I'm going to be like Paul, crying here. But anyways, thank you, Jamie, my family for coming down. Jody, Frank, James, Julia, Ian, Tracy, and Beth. I really appreciate you guys coming down here all this way. It was a long trip, and I'm so glad I came. And my son-in-law, Jay, stayed home to hold the fort down. And I have a business that I run, and I'm really glad that he stayed home. But I don't know what else to say besides I really miss my dad. He's the one that got me started, and he's in heaven looking down on me. And I just appreciate. Yeah, I know he is. I appreciate everybody, and I'm not really one for too much words. Besides, thanks an awful lot.
Hey, Judy.
Hello, goodbye.
Hold it up, Paul.
So there you have Judy Rinaldi inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame this past September. Now, a side note, that PDC clone that with the number 25, when we were talking to Ray Lacasse, that PDC clone belongs to the gentleman in the red shirt who was officiating that ceremony. I should have mentioned it before so you could kind of make the connection and everything, but that's who that sled belongs to. Now, before we finish with Judy Rinaldi, I was also able to catch her for a quick interview at the after party over at the Lancaster Motel. Let's take a look at that interview.
My name is Judy Rinaldi, and I was very honored to be inducted into the Hall of Fame today. My whole family actually came down today. My daughter and my grandson and my granddaughter and a bunch of friends and 2 of my cousins. So I definitely had a great time. I don't really know what else to say besides being very honored. Saw a whole bunch of my old friends. Diane Baker, who was a really good friend of mine, was here today. And that's about all I really have to say. I don't really say a lot.
That's all right. Do you have any thoughts about maybe some of the favorite sleds that you rode, or favorite racing locations, or favorite specific races, or any stories about races that stand out? This one particular race where something happened that stands out, or?
I think when we were in Saskatchewan up in Canada, I remember going into the feature and then pulled the sled out to run the final race, and they forgot to put the carbides on the sled.
Uh-oh.
I was in panic mode
Yeah.
because they actually waited for me to put the carbides on to race the.
Oh, they waited for you.
They
Wow.
waited for me, yeah. So that was one of the things I remember that was very tense.
Yeah, no doubt.
Other than that, my dad was my biggest hero in the whole world.
Yeah.
I lost him back in 1978 of a heart attack.
Oh, no.
But I have a watch that my cousin made. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, and it's a photo of your dad.
Oh boy, it's
Of you and your dad. Oh, let me get the good angle. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that's beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah, you'll keep that forever.
Whatever. He was my hero.
Yeah. Now, was he into racing as well? Is that how you got into it? Is through him, or?
He used to sell rough snowmobiles,
Yeah.
and so we started. He had a couple on the show. We had a little barn shop down where we live, and he threw a snowmobile in the back of his pickup truck, and we just went down to Honeywell, Pennsylvania, and I raced the race down there and won it. That's how we got started. So, and then after that, I just fell in love with the sport. My father actually fell in love with the sport, and I kind of fell in love with it because he was in love with it.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah, he was a great man. Everybody
Good.
loved him.
Sure. So, any thoughts about Rop? Is that why you're wearing red today? Is that kind of to honor the brand? Or?
Yes, my
Good.
father loved Rop. And
Yep.
Paul Lamonte, he's a great man. Today he was inducted too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a Rop rider for a while, wasn't he?
Yep, and I didn't really know him.
Yeah.
But today, yeah.
Had a chance to get to know him and visit with him a little.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
and Elaine, his wife, so it was
Yeah.
great.
Well, good.
So
Good. Well, thank you. Any final thoughts or anything else you can think of to add? Or?
I had a wonderful time. The people are wonderful, and snowmobile racing was definitely a big part of my life. My dad, like I say, I truly miss him, but my whole family came down today, so it really made up for it.
Yeah, that's huge.
It was big.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you for the
I
invite.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
So there you have it. Judy Rinaldi inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame in fall of 2020. As far as the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame, I would like to invite you to join us for next year's ceremony. Let me put up a graphic here with some details about that, and I'll talk that up a little. The next induction ceremony for the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame is Saturday, September the 11th, 2021. Now, it says here 1 p.m. Eastern Time, but the actual ceremony begins at 1:30. I keep 1 p.m. on there because I think it's a good idea to get there early for a couple of reasons. Number one, you want to bring your own lawn chairs. There's just a seating area. You bring your chairs, and if you get there early, you can stake out a good spot. And then once you've got your spot staked out, then you can go into Crane's Snowmobile Museum. This ceremony takes place in the parking lot at Crane's Snowmobile Museum in Lancaster, New Hampshire. And if you're there, you got to go in the museum. It's 50 by 100 feet long, over 100 sleds in there. Go in there. If you get there early, you've got time to go in there and take your time and really take everything in. There's also a corner of the museum that is devoted to the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. All of the past inductees, all of their plaques, images, and so forth are up on the wall in a corner of the museum. So you definitely want to get there early so that you can take all of that in. And also, inductees past, present, and future are there milling about. You have a chance to visit with them and get your photo taken with them, and just listen to some amazing stories as they visit with each other and relive the past and tell these amazing stories. It's an amazing experience. Now, once the ceremony is over, once the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame induction ceremony is over, everyone moves over a short walk away to the Lancaster Motel for the after party. And the after party is another opportunity just to visit with everyone and get photos taken and so forth. It's a great time. And if you're coming from any distance away, the place to stay is the Lancaster Motel, because once the once the after party winds down, you're right there at the motel, just a few steps away from your room. Now, I do want to tell you, if you're planning to come and stay for this event, you want to book your room at the Lancaster Motel right now, because this event books the motel solid every year for this ceremony. So book your room now if you're planning to join us, and mention that you heard about us, that you heard about all of this on the Vintage Snowmobile podcast. The last thing I wanted to say about the Lancaster Motel is they've got a special deal they offer. Snowmobiling in Lancaster is more or less winding down now. The snow is getting spotty, but for next season, something to think about is they offer seasonal room rentals. You can rent by the month or by the season. You can, if you're coming from out of state or any distance away, you tow your sled up there. You tow your sleds up there once, you leave your trailer and your sleds, all your gear and your helmets and suits and everything, leave it all there at the motel. That's your camp out of state in snow country for the season. And you just go back and forth with your vehicle. You don't have to tow every single time and bring up all your gear and just go through all of that every time. This is your home away from home for the season. You can rent it by the month or by the season. It's an amazing opportunity. It's not for everyone, but for the right person, this is an amazing situation. The number is on the screen. There's also links in the description for their Facebook page and their website. If you're curious about this amazing opportunity, give them a call and talk about setting up a time for next year, either to rent by the month or by the season, or also to book your room for the induction ceremony of the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Okay, so let's take a look at where we are on the I clicked the wrong image. Okay, see where we are on the program here. I was at the Vintage Snowmobile show last Saturday in Island Pond, Vermont. It was a resounding success. Excellent turnout, both in the way of exhibitors with snowmobiles and with attendees, viewers, just people coming to view. An incredible turnout, an incredible time. And in just a second here, I'm going to show you some footage of that show. Let's take a look. This is just a few minutes of that event. I took over an hour's worth of footage, I think close to 2 hours worth of footage. This is just a few minutes. Let's take a look. All right, folks, we're here live in Island Pond, Vermont at the Vintage Snowmobile show. If you're in the area, you want to come on down because we're having a really good turnout. And this is especially cool because this is their first time doing a show and they're getting an excellent turnout. So kudos to the people of Kingdom Grill, which is right there, that building right there. They're the ones putting this on. And there's some people here I know, people I don't know, people, ones I know or have agreed to talk with me if I can catch them live. But let's go down the row here and look at some of these sleds. I should have started at this end, but what are you going to do? Oops, sorry. So in case you're just joining us, we're live here right now in Island Pond, Vermont at the Vintage Snowmobile show. Are these yours? No, sir. No? All right, cool. You said you have sleds here, though?
Yeah, I got a Harley Davidson down there on the end.
Oh, cool.
73 Harley.
We're live on Facebook right now with 74 viewers. Do you want to talk up your sled?
Well, it's a 73 that I haven't done nothing to yet. I got a few sleds.
You want to walk over and stand next to it?
Sure.
Yeah, let's...
Does that pause?
No, we're just going live, but we got 80. Are you from around here?
I'm from New York, but I live in Island Pond now.
Yeah, nice.
I live out on, Route 114 going out of town.
Yeah, nice. Toward Canaan.
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, if you want to just, my name is, and this is and just kind of talk it up like you're telling a friend about it.
My name's Mike Solway. It's a 73 Harley Davidson. It's got a 440 engine with a 18-inch track on it. I've got it about 2 months ago. I haven't done a thing to it yet. She starts right up and runs. But like I say, I'm into restoring them, so eventually it will look really pretty, and I'll bring it with my other ones and we'll show them off,
Nice.
And hopefully we can keep this thing going so that we get more people to show up. I mean, there should be people coming from all over the country to this place, because it's, snowmobile heaven for Vermonters.
It sure is, yeah.
So, if we can get more people out here, the better off the chances we're going to have this thing to keep going. So, I was feeling like crap this morning, but I said, hey, I'm going to get down there and at least bring one of my sleds down.
Sure.
There it is.
Nice. Let's do a quick walk around of it. Anything you want to talk up on it?
No, it's just a little choke on it. I mean, you're missing a couple. That's it. She fires up first pull.
Yeah, nice.
That don't sound good.
That's a sweet ride, though. You said it was 73?
73 Harley, yep.
Very nice.
AMF,
That's cool.
I guess Harley made them without the AMF name on it for a few years, but I never saw it.
Sure.
I didn't really like that little noise it made.
Yeah. Was that like a backfire or something? Or?
Well, it sounded like it just abruptly stopped it. Yeah. Good. Hey, Brad, you know that sled, do you?
Huh?
You know that sled?
I sold it to you.
Nah, you didn't. I bought it off this dirt bag over across the way. What's going on, Bernie? Barney? No trucking today, huh? No. You hear that bop in it?
Huh?
You hear that crank in it?
Nice meeting you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Going
What's that?
Yeah, so that was just a few minutes from that show last week, and that was a really great time. And kudos and thanks to the nice folks at the Kingdom Grill who put that show on. I've eaten at that restaurant several times. It's excellent. If you're ever going through Island Pond, Vermont, do stop in and mention that you're a fan of vintage snowmobiling, because they sure are, and they would love to meet you. So what do we have next on the agenda here tonight? We have some footage that was sent to me a few years ago from Max Falker. He's got a 1970 Alouette XL20. Now, before we look at this footage, I wanted to mention I'm always looking for reviewers to send footage in to me. And this is the kind of footage that I'm looking for. All you need to do is grab your cell phone, hold it horizontally for a wide shot. In fact, let me show you what I'm talking about. Horizontally for a wide shot like this, not a vertical shot. It's really hard in editing to work with vertical footage. But if you send that footage to me, I would love to put it on the program, and it'll look something like this. Let's take a look at Max's footage. And if you guys are into vintage sleds and have one, please take some footage like he just took and share it with me. We'll have it on a future podcast.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is Max Falker. I'm from Medina, New York, in the United States of America. I have a 1970 Alouette XL20 model. I received this when I was about 10 years old, and I'm 28 now, so I've had it for about 18 years. Guy sold it to me when I was 10. Told me if I could get it running, I could keep it. So about 2 weeks I had it running. Parents had a fit because I used to take it across towns. I didn't think the thing would run. I refurbished the seat when I was about 12. Tried to keep it as much of an original as possible. Has a flip-up seat, spare belt holder. Put a mud flap on it for it. It's got a little tow hitch. Used to tow around sleds all the time. Alrighty here. So now I'll start her up for you guys so you guys can hear it.
So there you have it. Thank you so much to Max Falker for sending me that footage a few years ago. And like I said, if you've got footage, if you feel like taking footage like that, please take some footage like that, send it to me. I'll put some music under it like I did for that. And it's just really neat to see what other people are doing with their vintage sleds. And they don't have to be perfect show-stopping sleds. They can be sleds in various stages of restoration or repair. It doesn't have to be a perfect sled. I think everyone on here just likes to see what everyone else is doing. So what do we have next? We have some footage shared to me by our good friend, Doug Lubon. Doug Lubon's footage or events are on this podcast quite often because he's very active out there in Michigan in the vintage scene. He's a major player out there in the vintage space. And a few years ago, for another project I was doing, he sent me some footage from a vintage show he was involved with back in 2017. This is the MSA All Sports Show and Swap in Chesaning, Michigan. Let's have a look at that footage.
Hey, Vintage Sled Lovers, here we are. I'm Brian Lair from Mount Morris, Michigan. I'm here at the MSA Swap Show, Vintage Sleds. I'm currently standing here next to my 68 Skidoo Olympic, which is originally my grandfather's sled. I've redone it, and we can now show it. Next, I have my 74 TNT here. That was originally out of Escanaba, Michigan, used by a family to haul wood for their cabin up there. My third sled over here is my 72 TNT 440. It's come out of Marlette, Michigan. Currently my wife rides this on our vintage ride, where we ride up here at our Ogemaw Hills Snowmobile Club. Okay, awesome. And my last sled over there is my 72 TNT, which is a 775 that I currently have redone, and I ride that at our rides also. So
Nice. What's the history on that one, the 775? Where'd that one come from?
That one originally came out of Lapeer, Michigan.
Okay.
Out of it was a shop called Harrington's.
Okay.
Back in the 70s, and I have another one at home that came from the same shop, just like it.
Nice.
So we ride those. So come on out to our ride. We'll be having at our Ogemaw Hills Snowmobile Club in January. We'll have a ride there. Come and join us and have fun.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for coming out and helping.
Thank you.
So thank you to Doug Lubon for that footage. And speaking of footage, I love when people share that kind of footage with me. If you're going to vintage snowmobile shows and are able to take some footage, you can be talking things up or not talking things up. It really doesn't matter. I can work with footage either way. All that I ask is that you're holding the camera horizontally for a wide shot and not vertically. And I'll edit it. I'll put some music under it, put a little intro in front, whatever it needs. And it's something we can all enjoy here on the podcast. It's great that I share my own footage and everything, but it's even greater when people share their footage too, because now it's a community. It's not just me doing this stuff, it's a community. So I think that makes it that much more dynamic, that much more interesting. And I encourage you to share footage with me. We would very much love to share it on the podcast. If you want to share information with me, by the way, my information is in the comments below to share. What do we got next? We've got some footage that was sent to me a few years ago by Spenser Rynne. This is his vintage Skidoo out for a trail ride. Let's take a look.
Look, YouTube, we got snow. Actually, quite a bit more than I thought, too. Old Snoopy's ready. We're heading out for a trail ride.
So yes, thank you so much to Spenser Rynne for that cool footage. By the way, he calls that sled Snoopy, which is a really cool name. The front of the sled actually looks a little like Snoopy's face. But yeah, doesn't that bring back a lot of memories, seeing those old Ski-Doos, the old Bombardiers from the late 60s? That's where it all began for me. My first ride was on one of those when I was 6 years old. Never forgot it. And I imagine all of you watching this probably have similar stories as well, and I would love to hear them. Now, before we close the program, I do have to apologize. I know we started putting comments on the screen here, and I got distracted talking to our guests, and I didn't put the rest of them up. So let's go back and look at some before we close out the program. Where were we? Sandy Spranger from Eland, Wisconsin. Judy Rinaldi. And I hope Judy was on to see her induction into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Love you back. And we would love to have Judy on the program sometime to talk about memories of yesteryear. And if she has a trophy room or sleds that she used to race, we would love to see those. And I know she and I have been emailing about that, and I'd love to try to get something like that to happen. So yeah. Kim Erlinger says hello and thanks. Michael Obermeyer, OBS Speed Shop, is watching. Excellent. Oh, and by the way, if you have sleds for sale, items wanted, technical questions, please post them here in the comment section. I want this to be a community where all of us can share information and things for sale and things wanted and things like that. It's two things. Please keep it about snowmobiling, and please keep it clean. No profanity, no nothing that would be controversial. This is about having a good time. What else have we got? We've got Kevin Blessy says hello. Hello back, Kevin. Todd Gardner needs a clutch for an 81 Pantera in Saskatoon, Canada. So there we go. That's the kind of stuff we love to see. If you've got parts wanted or parts for sale, please post them in here. Judy Rinaldi says hello. Hello back. Brian Robillard, our good friend from Putnam, Connecticut, is on the program. He is a regular viewer. He's been with us right from the start, and he was our first live person on here to do some show and tell. That makes you number one in my book, man. That is really cool. Stacy and Art Fosler, regular viewers from Platkill, New York. John Spranger Jr., also a regular viewer from Eland, Wisconsin. Jeff Nix, North Liberty, Iowa, regular viewer, hears us loud and clear. Nick Kafez, loud and clear from Shelby Township, Michigan. Brian Van Haverbeek hears us really well from Mount Bridges, Ontario. Francie Frame, roger that, first time. Francie must be a first-time viewer, and we appreciate your coming on to check this out. Maynard Peterson from Stephen, Minnesota. Bill Crowell from Ponsford, Minnesota. Minnesota's in the house tonight. Mike Rowe from Colorado. Thanks for coming on, Mike. Dan Go from Ontario. Are you cousin of Van Gogh? Sorry, I couldn't resist. But I do appreciate you being on the program. Whether you've got a cousin Van or not, I really appreciate you coming on. That is really cool. Tom Gregory, regular viewer from Armada, Michigan. Tom Sager, Sterling Heights, first-time viewer. Thanks for coming on, Tom. I hope you had a great time, and I hope that you will join us here each week, every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Always something going on at that time slot right here on this channel. Chad Pilsky, first-time viewer from Brookfield, Michigan, Wisconsin. My apologies. Same to you, Chad. I hope that you enjoy this, and I hope you decide to join us here every week. We would love to have you. Judy Pilsky from Mossonee. Where's Mossonee? Wisconsin, I think? I'm not sure. Maybe someone will let me know. Aaron Spranger from... this must be... John Spranger must be on Aaron's account. First time. No, that can't be. John Spranger's on here all the time. Maybe it's a John Spranger Jr. or something. John Spranger III. That must be it. Okay. That's cool. The Spranger family is well represented on this program, and we love it. Rob Atkins, first-time viewer from Matsu Valley, Alaska. He hears my face and sees my voice. That's my kind of humor. I love it. Good deal. Tom Peters from Presque Isle, Maine. We were working on getting Tom Peters on here sometime soon. Tom Peters, by the way, was inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame, and he is one of the legendary racers out of the state of Maine. Jim Gauchione, loud and clear from Lee, Mass. He enjoys this every week, and we enjoy that you enjoy it. Even more, we enjoy having you on here. That is really great. Jason Karanen, loud and clear from Yuma, Arizona, the great state of Arizona. I lived out there quite a few years. It's a great place. And I appreciate your coming on, Jason. Gary J. Lipka from Marlette, Michigan. First time. I'm glad you came on. Gary, I hope you enjoyed it and decided to join us here every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Scott Verdon, regular viewer from Michigan. Kevin Olson from Shawano, Wisconsin. Mark Sperandlo. Hopefully I pronounced, is that an I? Sperandio. Let me take a closer look. That is an I, Sperandio. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. First-time viewer from Bloomfield, Connecticut. Thank you, Mark, for coming on. Hope that you'll join us here every week. Kim Erlinger from Jasper, Minnesota. Thanks for doing a great job. We appreciate that. Clayton Wicks, first-time viewer from Buffalo, New York. Appreciate you coming on. John Wernsdorfer, regular viewer from Virginia Beach, Virginia, says we're doing a great show, and we appreciate that. We've got someone else here telling us we sound good tonight. Appreciate that. Gregory John from Oak Creek, Wisconsin. We've got someone else saying the season is almost over. Yes, it is. I think where I am is pretty much over unless we get another few inches or so. Good 6 inches would open up the trails again, at least for a few days, hopefully where you are as well. Mel Smallman, first-time viewer, Smiths Falls, Ontario, Canada. Thank you so much for coming on, Mel. Diane Baker. Diane Baker is going to be inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame this September. And I cannot wait to attend that and watch that happen. Thank you for coming on, Diane. Murray Riley from Barrie, Vermont. That's just an hour or so from here. Thank you for coming on, Murray. I appreciate you being a first-time viewer and look forward to you being a regular viewer. Hope you decide to join us here every week. Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Pete Ayers from upstate New York. Keith Ackerman from upstate New York. Upstate New York is in the house. Bill Miller from Cressona, Pennsylvania. Loves what we're doing. We love that you love it. Someone saying hello to Judy Rinaldi. Jeff Dewey, first-time viewer. He drives a semi, lives in St. Germain, Wisconsin. He loves to race ice ovals, ice radar runs, and grass drags in the Midwest. You are our kind of guy, Jeff. If you have a trophy room or a man cave with sleds, we'd love to have you on for some show and tell at some point if you're game for that. If you are, send me a private message. My email and contact information is in the description. We would love to have you on and hear some of those stories. Also, any vintage racers, if you happen to have one of those GoPros on your helmet, we would love to see some action GoPro footage if you have it, especially the thrills and the spills and all of the crazy things that happen on the track. We'd love to get some of that footage. If anyone has it, please do share it with us. I met a guy at a race one time, and he said he was going to send some, and I lost his information. He must have lost mine as well. It never happened, but I would really like to get some of that kind of footage. Scott Daggett from Michigan, thanks for coming on. Joe Tello from Wareham, Mass, maybe? I'm not sure. Peter Chappell from Cuyahoga, New York. Tim Kreft, thumbs up back at you. Alden Banks, he likes Ray's old Exciter 340. Cool deal. Another person really loves that PDC clone, and I am with you there. I was there for the unveiling on that. I'll have to put that on here again sometime. That was a great moment to see that unveiled. Cecil D. Fossil from Kennedy, Minnesota. Scott Daggett, so cool to get the girls out in the barn to help wrench on things. Absolutely. And I agree. It's great to get the family involved, and that is the future of vintage snowmobiling right there, Ken and Brittany. Perry Chemnitz saying hello to Maynard. Oh, hello to Butch. Okay. Jeff Nix says we're doing an awesome job. Thank you so much. Jeff Wernsdorfer says we're doing a great job. Thank you so much. Oops, I lost my place. Here we go. Francie Frame says beautiful job to the Parkers on that sled restoration they did. Alden Banks says congratulations to Judy Rinaldi. Clint Bruderer says hello friends, taking his 93 Thundercat to Island Park, Idaho this weekend. That's going to be a lot of fun. Good luck with that. I hope you have a great time. Scott Haston from Wasilla, Alaska. I don't know if he says he shows a Ski Whiz sled or he'd like to see one, but either way, Ski Whizzes are cool sleds. Brian Benoit, he still remembers the distinct smell of the two-stroke. Absolutely. Tom Gregory says, good show tonight. Thank you so much. Sam Feringer from Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. Thanks for coming on, Sam. Appreciate it. Robert Botticello from Connecticut. Vito Botticello deployed on Iwo Juno, does he mean Iwo Jima? Not sure what that means, but if that means that Vito was a World War II veteran, we do salute you. For sure. Good deal. And last but not least, James Springer, regular viewer, loves the show. We appreciate your coming on. John has been sharing some footage with us, and I assume you're related. And that is awesome having the family on the show. Get a few more coming in. I'm going to do them all tonight. What the hell? George Papillon, hello, my friend. Nice to be here again. We appreciate your coming on. I think George is from Montreal. Scott Haston from Alaska. Vintage Sleds Rock. All right, guys, that is it for tonight. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming on. We did go a little over tonight, a little longer than I normally like to go, but there's no real time limit on it. No one's going to stop us, so what the hell. All right, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing tonight. We'll catch you on the other side. Same bat time, same bat channel, 9 p.m. Thursday evening, Eastern Time, on the Vintage Snowmobile Lovers Facebook page. Also, we simulcast in 7 other places. I'm going to start putting links to those 7 other places in the description so that if people want to check those things out, they can. And with that, we're going to close it. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll catch you on the other side. And I'm just queuing up this video from the nice folks at Mad Ramps. And if you order Mad Ramps from me with a link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs.
It's the ultimate combination of simplicity and ingenuity. The newest way to load, unload, and transport your ATV or UTV. The Mad Ramps Pivoting Ramp System. Made in the USA and engineered for strength and durability. Maneuver through tight places and over rugged terrain with plenty of ground clearance. No licensing, no ongoing maintenance costs, and no storage hassles like trailers. Won't slip or move like conventional ramps. Free up more cargo space in the bed of your truck. Securely connects to your truck's receiver hitch. Easily extends for safe loading and unloading. Seamlessly retracts for highway and off-road travel. DOT approved in all 50 states and Canada. Quickly disconnects in under a minute. A unique space-saving storage system. The Mad Ramps Pivoting Ramp System. Go farther. Go faster. Go safer.
When you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs. When you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs.